Hello everybody and welcome to this week's reflection. I'm in my seafaring outfit. I'm not a seafarer. I have no secret psychological desire to be one. But as you can see, it's moist here in Warrington Bay, which is great. And so for those people who have sent a bit of extra rain over the last day, that it's been very welcome and thank you very much. I'm in costume in response to Mark's Gospel this week, which is about the disciples and are in a boat and Jesus falls asleep and suddenly there's a huge storm and they are terrified for their lives. They wake Jesus up, he calms the storm with his word, everyone's good. I've never had a desire really to be on a boat anywhere, but I did happen to be on one on Lake Macquarie near Newcastle about 20 years ago as part of a Lash holiday. And we just took a lovely day, sun was shining, we took a mail run basically, which went to 3 or 4 different points on the edge of the lake, and halfway through this storm was brewing and came over the escarpment, and sure enough it hit that lake with just so much force, incredible. And the skipper was even worried. I was watching his face, watching the storm, and I knew that if we didn't get to shore in time, which we did, and we rode out the 20-minute storm or so, it was going to be a little bit tricky, especially with all these people on board. Anyway, it made me realise just how real this gospel passage is for this week. There's a couple of things to note. The first is, this gospel from Mark is not just, you better confront your fears or they will consume you. This is a major exorcism of a world out of whack. I mean, they're strong words, right? But this is the apocalyptic writing that Mark, the genre of Mark in this chapter is portraying to us. The second thing is that there's this revelation of the true identity of Jesus. It's still mysterious, but he is the one who at the beginning of creation flung stars into space with God's Spirit and with God's creativity. This is the same Jesus who says, "Be still," to the waves and the storm, and they listen. It's quite incredible, really. And you could say, oh, what a load of codswallop. But at the end of the day, we're talking about real events that people experienced in Galilee, on the Sea of Galilee, almost 2,000 years ago. At the time of Mark writing this, the world as they knew it was in chaos. The temple that had been built by King Herod had been razed to the ground. There was religious identity confusion amongst the Jews and the Christian and the Gentiles who were following Jesus. In one sense, you could say there was absolute chaos. Or, as one of my commentators suggest, there was some cultural trauma. And I wonder whether it's not unlike, but not really similar, to a cultural trauma that we're experiencing across the globe through the COVID pandemic. I know here in Victoria, we are completely over restrictions, government control, and all the rhetoric that goes with all of that. And it's hard to imagine we're just getting on with it, I guess. For the common good, I hope, and for our own, of course. But I sense some cultural trauma in the fact that the way our society is currently structured is causing disease and anxiety and poses a real threat to mental well-being and kind of inner peace. Just not only within our daily lives, but I think within our community, and certainly within the church community, I've noticed some anxiety and some stress around all of that. I think the way that we're living as a people on Earth is posing a genuine threat to the planet's long-term viability. I think society is a little bit confused as well about its moral compass. It's trying to make decisions for the good of all, but I feel like there's more confusion around many things these days rather than less. So what can you and I do about this cultural trauma, whether it's affecting us personally or whether it's affecting our neighbour in lots of different ways? I suggest that you and I are in a situation where we can't expect others to make all the changes, or who is going to bring calm to the storm within our realm of influence. But I think we can all make a difference. And as followers of Jesus, I think he would expect us to bring peace where there is discontent or discord, to bring some healing as much as we're able where there is dis-ease or discomfort. And in his name, speak to the storms of our life, the fears, the worries, the pressures, and actually tell them to be quiet. This is difficult work. It's not for the faint-hearted, that's for sure. But I think if we all make small steps towards bringing peace, then I think that can rub off on others. I think this is a genuine gift to our world, to our communities, and of course to our own heart. So I wish you well in all your endeavours this week, and we'll see you again soon.